Welcome back to Spick,
Welcome back to the show, you guys.
and we're going to be talking a little bit about NFL, some retirements, and a little bit about the NBA as well in this video. First things first is Gronk retired, one of the greatest tight ends ever in NFL history. Called it quits after 9 seasons,
Yep.
and just amazing season, amazing career. His postseason stats were pretty much an all-pro season. 16 games, about 1,100 yards, and like 12 touchdowns, just is insane just for this playoff game. So, absolutely amazing player. I'm happy that he's going out on top to a certain degree.
Oh, yeah.
He played great in the playoffs. I mean, he didn't really play very well in the regular season, though. So, the injuries, this is caught up to him, I think, and he just wants to do other things outside of football.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not, he might come back for a game or two next season, who knows. But, yeah, man, one of the greatest tight ends ever. I still think Tony's just a bit better because just the longevity of his career, but you can definitely make an argument.
Oh, yeah, he's definitely up there with the tops in my eyes. I kind of agree. I don't think he's the top, but I think he's up there with him. Yeah, man, I think this is, honestly, as a football player, this is the way to go out, to be honest. I was talking to my buddy Brian about it, and honestly, man, you can't have a, better write-off, really. This is it, you're still pretty young. You still got a lot of life to live. You've got, 5, 6 rings. What else? 3 rings. What else is there to prove? You got rings. There ain't much else to prove, and why go beat up your body when you don't really need to prove anything else? So, I mean, there's you got your exception for Tom Brady. He's just such a football head, but there's guys that play this sport that they love this sport, but outside of it, they love other things too. And yeah, I think this is perfect for him. Like I said, he could ride off to the sunset. He's, like I said, still young. He when you get older, that's the thing. Especially when you're in his position, you get banged on a lot, bumped, banged, beat on a lot. So, there's no better way to say it is he can have a longevity, put it that way. Like he ain't got to worry about his his future being in a wheelchair or have to be on a walker. I think he's gonna be all right. So. Let's say if he played another year or two and he gets another major injury, the older you get, the less it is to get healthier than you are younger. You could get over that faster when you're younger, and when you're older, it ain't the same. So, yeah, man, I think this is great for Gronk in his career. If he comes back, that's his decision. But I think he could be, doing other things. He's such a character. Movies. I think I heard he actually already got the TV deal for sports. So he's already set for that. He could go do wrestling. I think he's a great character for that. He was at a WrestleMania not too long ago. I think it was about 5 or 6 years ago. He got in the ring, wrestled one of the wrestlers and made it a good-looking little match. And yeah, he could be a funny little wrestler if he wants to for a little while. So he has all type of things he could do. He ain't just a football player, put it that way. But yeah, man, great career. Like I said, he's up there with the top of the tight ends. His last 2 seasons he didn't do too much, but at the same time, when they needed him to come up with a catch or a big play, he made it happen. So, great career for that man, and I wish him the best.
Yeah, that's all I got to say about that. NFL did a rule change. They proposed and pretty much passed. Coaches are able to review calls that should have been called, so they fixed the problem that we had against the NFC Championship game was the Saints and the Rams. I like this rule because it shuts up fans up that complain about certain things like that.
Yeah.
No calls. I don't like the certain facts that's going to make the games longer, but I rather get the calls right than deal with annoying fans that complain about your team.
Yeah.
Should have won even though they had opportunities to win. But anyway, I don't mind the rule. It's going to be a little bit annoying because the games will be a little longer, but I don't mind it because I love football, so I'm not going to complain too much.
Yeah, that's really what I got to say is that's kind of how I feel. Of course, it's going to be great because, yeah, it's going to eliminate the if factor because who say Saints could have been in and this and that. So it eliminates that completely, which is I like. So there is no guessing. There is no guessing game, pretty much. It's a set in stone call, and you got to make it. So I like that fact about it. But yeah, I'm in the same boat. I do not like the fact that I think it's going to prolong these games, and these games are already prolonged with the reviews that they have anyway. So that's going to be a little bit of an annoying part about it. But I would, like Adam just said, I would take that over, getting the call right. So yeah, I like it. They said they're going to try it out for this year, and if everything works out, then of course they will continue it. But yeah, I think it's great overall. Like I said, it makes those questionable calls, they ain't got to be questionable. They can be answered in that game, and solve things that need to be solved in those games. But real quick too, I want to shout out Jordy Nelson. He's retiring from football. Great career as a Packer. Played last year with the Raiders. Second all time in passing touchdowns as a Packer, which is crazy. I didn't even know that until today. He has like 69 touchdowns, which is ridiculous. But yeah, shout out to Jordy Nelson. He did wonders in the Packers. Got him a Super Bowl. So
Yeah.
he's another player that gets to ride off in the sunset.
Yeah, he had a really good career. Definitely not a Hall of Fame in my eyes, but he had a solid career. One of the better receivers in the league at certain points of his career. So shout out Jordy. Hope you enjoy your retirement. And last thing we're going to talk about is thoughts to Nurkic. He absolutely destroyed his leg. If you've seen the video, you probably wish you haven't seen the video.
Take a breath before you watch it.
But yeah, hopefully he has a speedy recovery, and other players for the Blazers can step up and they can maybe make a playoff run.
Yeah, honestly, this is really gonna, it's a sucky situation, of course, because you're taking up for an injured guy, but this is a big opportunity for Enes Kanter to step up and take that role. He's a great scorer, but he's gonna have to step up on the defensive end because Nurkic was really solid at defense, and it kind of, what really sucks is it takes away a lot of the Blazers the style that they play, because they do a lot of pick and rolls with Nurkic, and it worked, man. Especially between him and Lillard, that's a dynamic duo right there. That was really good for the NBA, and yeah, it kind of stings that that's taken away in the way it happened. That was a terrible injury. I try to avoid those videos, but if you're on Instagram or whatever, you kind of scroll through it, and I accidentally caught a glimpse of it. So yeah, it was awful, man. Just a crappy way to go out. I hope it's a speedy recovery, of course. And yeah, man, it just sucks to see those type of injuries. It's a nasty injury.
Yeah, it was a nasty injury. I'm one of those people who need to see it once, and I don't want to see it ever again. But yeah, hopefully he has a speedy recovery. We're definitely going to be talking about NBA playoff basketball. We haven't really been talking a whole lot about basketball this our second season, but it's about to be the nitty-gritty of basketball season, so we're definitely going to be stepping up on that front. And we're going to be talking about Alliance still until they get in their playoffs and win their championship game or whatever they're calling it. But that's really all I got to say about this week in the podcast.
Yeah, real quick, we don't cover a whole lot of basketball because there's 82 games in the season. Like, you can't cover it all. It'll get eventually, overwhelming. But definitely when these playoffs come around, we always like to talk about basketball because that's just like any other sport. The finals is their Super Bowl, so it's always interesting. And I'm a huge Thunder fan actually, so I watch a lot of basketball. So I'm gonna be very in tune to see curious what they're doing. They're my team's very up and down. They can beat good teams and they can lose the bad ones. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting playoffs. But yeah, that'll do it for me. Please comment, like, subscribe. Of course, love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. We'll see you on the next one.